Kanata would do, though.
No, usually he's pretty straight up. Well, everyone has their price, Wolf, and chicken was his.
It does smell really good, not gonna lie. All right, HerO is 4-3. A lot of hype behind this guy right now in the foreign scene. He's obviously representing Team Liquid as a mercenary player here in Pro League, has partnered with MVP. And Team Liquid is a foreign team, so got a ton of fans in the foreign scene that are rooting him on here.
Yeah, absolutely. And recent times, he hasn't had too much success. We haven't seen HerO really perform outside of Pro League and in individual leagues really this season. This guy, on the other hand, live, he's been doing it all, man. He's still one of the top Zerg players, though I think he's going to give up his crown to Biol in recent times. Just haven't been finding the same amount of success.
Yeah. Daily MVP 5 times, by the way. That's wow. It's actually pretty incredible. People take that pretty seriously, the MVP award. We don't talk about it too much because it doesn't mean anything like stats-wise. It's just kind of what the fans and the press decide the MVP is.
It's kind of just who Kanata wants to talk to, you know, in the interview.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Echo is the map. MVP riding the momentum now, but this is their hardest matchup by far today. HerO versus Life. Can they keep it going, or is Life going to tie it up 1-1? Let's find out right now. Bottom right in teal, representing MVP, it's Liquid HerO.
And up here in the top left for KT, there's Zerg player Life.
Life, one of the most famous players of all time.
One of the most successful, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah. One of the youngest players to have success as a Zerg.
One of the most handsome players, in my opinion.
Yeah. Although HerO is considered by many fans to be the most handsome.
I think Zest would have to be the most handsome.
I think so, personally.
Yeah. Like
that sign's upside down.
Oh,
oops.
Oh, he's got predictions. Nice. So far, so good.
Those are like my predictions. I can't remember what the fourth player that he had listed there. So
I wish I just followed my Zerg pride and chose this here. It's going to give me a little bit of a step up.
Yeah, I actually wish we could see more fan predictions like that. That's pretty cool. Well, we are going to see a Forge-oriented opening here from HerO, but he doesn't send a probe, so he's not going to be going Forge first. Like,
yeah, I think it'll eventually be a Forge, but it's going to be that Nexus down before anything else. So you're playing it greedy, safe greed. I like it. Not as safe as it could be there. You know, could be a Forge first to avoid any sort of early pulls, but I think Life's kind of past that point in his life where he was going really early pulls all the time against Protoss.
Yeah.
He slowed it down a lot.
He was being a bit of a sulky there for a little while.
I think ever since he joined KT, he's really put the brakes on a lot of his shenanigans and cheese.
Well, I mean, definitely, right? I mean, he's working with one of the two most prestigious teams in Pro League ever, and I'm sure they're telling him, you know, they've got this great coaching staff saying, like, listen, I know on StarTale, like, the coach was like, all right, I love your style, you can do this, but we don't tolerate that.
No.
You have to listen to what we say.
You need to be a macro Zerg now.
Yeah. You have the talent, you have the skill for it, own that. And I personally feel that ever since he's joined KT, he definitely has gotten even better than he was before.
He's certainly better, and he's certainly more rounded at this point. And yeah, he is becoming that macro Zerg, but he's still got, you know, the lifestyle of a lot of aggression as well.
Now look at this. HerO decides to go blind, mind you, into a gate after the Nexus, and he's going to go over here and scout, and you will see that it is actually a double hatch for a pool. So he's going to feel very good about his choice. Basically the best choice he could have made versus this.
Yeah, it really is a great choice. Life also made the correct choice there. Like, both of them just playing very greedy. Both of them, Life is a lot more reckless. Really depends on the build order from the Protoss, but he did make the right choice because obviously no Forge on the map.
Yeah. So it's the greediest possible builds for these two. And there's no doubt HerO's got something planned here. Now that he's seen this, He wants to be aggressive to follow this up as fast as possible.
Yeah.
What's interesting about the Protoss greed here that we talk about, it's not the same type of greed because it's a greed to get tech and your expansion, whereas in Life's case, it's to get just 2 expansions.
Just get, yeah, as much of an economy lead as you can before Protoss can really do anything about it. And it definitely suits what Life does these days, and I do think that HerO has something planned for this, but he must have known for sure that Life was going to start it off nice and greedy.
Yeah, it seems that way. It looks like both Lucira and HerO have read their opponent's openings insanely well based on how they're starting to play today.
Yeah, a lot of research has been done for this match.
So far,
exactly what we expected, right?
Yeah, and so far it's paid off, but we don't see tech yet. All we see is a Stalker and Warp Gate research coming out here. Not even a Mothership Core or HerO. So he's waiting, perhaps just to get that Stalker out to make sure he can deny scouts before he actually puts that up.
Yeah, it's interesting. He could afford something right now, whether it be a Stargate or anything, really.
Or a Mothership Core, you know, like, at least, right?
At least a Mothership Core.
Because I feel like he should have gotten that by now if he was going to go for a later, you know, safer sort of tech, so he's not scouted, because he still has over 150 gas right now. It's a robotics, though.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's going to be any sort of aggression in terms of Immortal, because that is a late robo for what it should be. By now, he should be actually, like, making Immortals, because it was such a delayed tech.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why I'm surprised he didn't get a Mothership Core, because the only thing he would have lost by making the Mothership Core is a little bit of pro building time.
Yeah, he
like
can still make
small.
it too. Like, there's really no excuse to not have it, but he's got something planned, so let's wait to see.
Yeah, let's wait and see. He might really just be banking on a massive sentry count or something, and he needs every little piece of gas that he can hold.
He's making 3-4 more gateways. Okay, so he's made sure the Overlord cannot see it. All right, it looks like it will be that Warp Prism gateway.
It's going to be a sentry drop, perhaps. I think that's what we're going to see here.
Yeah, very possibly. He's got a third one lined up.
It's so hard in these positions to actually...
Look at this. Lings have scattered it there.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, a robotics facility.
This is actually going to be pretty tough to make work. So we didn't talk about this, but Life did actually add Spore Callers in each of his bases, which will make Warp Prism maneuverability tougher, but he was expecting possibly Proxy Oracles, so he had to catch-all safety build here since Overlord was denied.
Yeah, safety first.
Okay.
Still have an effect, as you said. Look at that. It's going to be a probe as well, so this is similar to what we saw SOS do yesterday, actually, against the Terran player, Journey, where he kind of dropped some units in the base, but also a probe to put down a pylon. And just went for a massive gateways all in.
Yeah, it's cool because if you just use the Warp Prism alone, or the problem is that while you're attacking, the Queen can just target that down and stop reinforcements. The Queen can't kill a pylon that quickly. The pylon's one of the fastest building Protoss structures in the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, this is interesting.
This is
so that's what he was using it for. Just gonna hide a Dark Shrine. This is very HerO-esque. I mean, this is exactly what the guy loves to do in this matchup.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Look at this. 5 Zealots going to an unguarded third base. And he's going to warp in a bunch more.
Warps him in on the wrong side to protect against these Lings, but he still will be able to micro them away.
It's a lot of Zealots. He needs more Lings to come here.
Yeah, 24 Lings are on the map, and here they come back. Good force here to trap and kill that Queen. Protects the sentries again. He can continue to drop them in a safe location. This is actually already doing way too much damage.
He's doing sick damage, and it's just going to get worse from here. More Warpings coming in. Still enough energy in these sentries for a couple more force fields.
And don't forget, very soon Dark Templar are going to be on the menu. Here comes some Hydras. They do get trapped here. Oh, actually escapes with them. Oh, except one.
Yeah, he's going to need a few more Hydras if he wants to try and beat this back there. And there we go. A lot more coming from the natural. Should be enough to kind of stop it in its tracks.
Yeah, this should shut this down. He does have Overseers on the map as well, so the Dark Templar, I won't expect to do too much damage. Let's see how quickly he can react, though, because I think that's part of what's going to determine how much damage these get done.
Yeah, well, the Overseer is near the third base still. It's like it was hockeyed with the army and remains so. I don't think it's actually going to get anything done.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing against Liquid HerO, you're probably going to have an Overseer ready.
Right. It's going to be a quad DT drop into the main base there, so this could do something.
Yeah. In fact, if he shows us DT first, oh god, this could be tragically bad. Oh, okay, gets it in. All right, okay, this DT over here, undetected so far. The DTs in the main are going to be dealt with very quickly. He should lose them. Goodbye, DTs. Oh, 5 points left in escape.
Oh, wow. Well, I don't think it's going anywhere now. Surrounded.
That DT at the natural, though, gets 7 kills.
Somehow, some way, next to a spore that happens. HerO's running him around. While it's still happening as well, he's getting that third base up.
Yeah. I feel like Life needs to start reacting to this a little bit, because if he's just got his whole mind focused on this one Warp Prism with 2 DTs, all these Hydras, all these Links he's committed to are basically just waiting to kill something where they could be actually doing real damage right now.
They could be doing a huge counterattack, yeah. All those Warp Prism just bought him so much space. And Life is still kind of trying to drain up his natural and third base again. Trying to recover from the economic damage.
Spire is done here. Life doesn't have to make a large Mutalisk count just yet, if that's what he's in fact got planned here.
Maybe just a couple of Mutas. 2 on the cards right now, but he is supply blocked. But if he stayed at 2, that'd be fine, because it helps him get rid of this Warp Prism and any future Warp Prisms as well.
That's true. Then obviously, if he shows a small count of Mutalisk, it might cause here to overreact to making cannons. He can spend his gas on something else after that.
Yeah. Okay, 7 more on the way, so
he's committing.
He's committing to it. It's going to have a nice Muta switch. Going to do a lot of damage.
Actually not killing that Warp Prism. Okay.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a mistake. Maybe he could leave it for a surprise as well.
Yeah, it looked like he was considering just keeping them totally hidden.
Right. And they're going to get.
Well, this is a big attack here, actually, and Life's Mutalisk count is not big enough yet to hold this. 16 Hydras, but with 2 Colossi on the map, with all of these sentries at nearly full energy, this is going to be a very difficult attack to hold.
Yeah, this is actually looking fantastic for HerO, but with no pylon nearby, I wonder how much he's actually going to commit to this fight. So he's going to commit a lot. There are a lot of Stalkers being warped in from that far pylon, and he's just going to go for the kill.
Yeah, and there's another pylon right there being added. It's not ready yet, but it will be in just a moment. It looks like Life is going to try to go for a counterattack. There are several cannons here, but the Mutalisks are going to do some serious damage. There's nothing to stop them. He might just recall here.
I think he could take a base out and recoil, and he'd still be absolutely fine. We might just see that.
Yeah, I think he's looking at this and saying, okay, this is not a mass amount of units yet. Let's see how much damage I can get done first before I recall.
Every single drain is a good start. Not focusing down the hatchery just yet. And taking a lot of damage at his natural.
Yeah. 5 cannons going up at the third base. I don't think they're going to finish, though, because it looks like Life is headed in before they're ready. Here they come. Hydras, just a few of them. Splitting the Mutalisks off into the main base as well. HerO is taking a lot of damage here. And it looks like he has no intention of returning home anytime soon.
It's kind of weird. Looks like he's going to take out the natural as well as the third. Maybe then he'll choose to recall. Yeah. He could really do it at any time he wants to.
You need to make sure he doesn't lose all his probes, right? That's basically the only thing he has to worry about.
Don't lose all your probes and make a pretty decent anti-air army, and you're essentially going to win this game no matter what.
Probes trying to run away now. He's got 11 of them left. Mutalisks are on the chase. It looks like he just really is very against the idea of recalling until the last second.
Maybe he forgot the motherships can.
I'm just a bit surprised, you know what I mean?
It's like really the only other thing I was like, well, you could just win this game by recalling, but I guess you could delay it by going for a base trade, which is never a good thing.
Yeah, versus Mutalisk, I feel like it's the only way he could lose the game is losing all of his probes.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Maybe now.
He has DTs.
Ooh, yeah, definitely now. There we go.
Oh, poor Zealot. He has DTs and there's no lair, so every Overseer is important, and that was the last one.
That literally was.
So now, as long as he defends, the DTs cannot be killed until a lair is ready.
It's actually a decent amount of mutas. 17 mutas on the map, mind you. It's never going to be enough to fight this army head-on, but it can kill buildings pretty quick.
Yeah, there's just still so many Protoss buildings left. Oh, and he finds the hatchery.
Oh.
This might be checkmate.
I think it is. I think there's no way from here.
He can't kill the DT. He has to cancel the hatch, but if he does that, he's going to lose the drone. He's got 3 drones left. That's 1 right there, 2 right there. Where's the third one? It's somewhere else on the map.
There's 1 in the main, 1 in the natural.
All right. Okay, he made it into a hatch in the main. That's why it wasn't revealed yet. 1 drone left on the map.
He needs to like make a spore crawler. That's pretty much what he has to do. He has to make a spawning pool, make a spore crawler, then he can deal with the DT. Then he can try and harass, though he's never going to do much because that third base is completely defended now.
And he's actually got a decent amount of probes. I mean, 6 probes is not decent, but it's not like he's going from 1. He's going from, the same starting probes you get when you spawn in the game. And it's going to work on some of these pylons at least. Maybe you can pick up one Stalker if the Stalkers get caught. They come at a weird angle, but it's going to be so difficult.
Yeah. It's really almost a hopeless situation from here.
Sure. I mean, he's got a Nexus cannon active to defend this.
Yeah. I don't think he's realized that there's no observers, no overseers on the map. Otherwise, his GTs would be much more active. You see one moving towards the main base now. And Life is just trying to find the damage.
Killed the Stalker with no Mutalisk losses, so one tiny victory. He's going to scout this hatch.
Yeah, he sees all the remaining buildings left over. And now it looks like Life's going to just move across the map and try one last attack.
The DTs just make this virtually impossible, right? Yeah. Trying to pick up another Stalker. Good blink micro. GG gives up. And MVP. 2 wins in a row. The momentum could not be higher now. I feel like now their biggest worry is what if Spenu beats SKT?
Right. That's the other scary thing here tonight. Gumio up against Zest is going to be the third match. It's going to be on Vani. Another good shot for MVP to take a win, but yeah, pretty surprising so far. MVP really pulling it out.
That was a pretty fun game. I mean, Life, he knew what he was up against, but he just did not defend as well as I guess he could have, and he didn't have a Mutalisk count that was big enough. And I think that might have been part of the reason why HerO decided not to recall. He knew that he capped the building so that he couldn't keep making Mutalisk. And if he keeps the Mutalisk count small enough, then he doesn't have to worry about that situation where he just doesn't have anti-air. Because we've seen a lot of cross players lose where they're like way up in supply, but they can't deal with the Mutalisk.
Yeah, I do appreciate getting rid of every hatchery before recalling back like that. But it also made it a bit harder considering he lost every single probe. And he had to just camp his third base.
Still, super risky choice. It's not what I would have done, but it worked out for him in the end.
Yeah, it's good. It got him to win. Very excited for this next one.
Me too. Zest versus Gumio, iconic, because last time they played against each other, Gumio was able to win after part of the booth fell on his head.
That's right.
That was a long time ago.
Oh, that was awkward, man. That was something that should never have happened. Looked like it really hurt too. That was like a chunk of wood landing on your head.
Yeah.
Before a very hard match like that, a very scary match.
While he's meanwhile trying to micro his units against, I believe, like Oracle Harass, and the booth just falls on his head.
Oh man.
So we're gonna take a very short break, guys, before we go into this third matchup. We'll be right back.